Welcome back. We're still in sales class here, and now we're moving on to chapter 4, which is all about asking the right questions and, doggone it, listening to the answers. Are you guys anything like me? I will say, you know what, I wonder what that person's name is. I'll go and introduce myself, and they'll tell me their name, and I was so happy that I didn't misspeak by introducing myself. I forgot to listen to their name. Oh, it's so embarrassing. Then you have to play this whole like Seinfeld level game of how do I learn this person's name even though they literally just told me. Oh, it's so bad. So active listening, think about active listening. Think about that through these questions. Now, when I started my sales career, I actually thought, hey, they're just going to make me slick. We're just going to do these things. But no, they put you through training. And this is actually one of the first things I learned. Adapt. 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 It's a mode of questioning. And I'm going to try to illustrate this with a hardware store I used to call on in South Georgia. So when you go in to see a client, you're looking to learn. You need to learn. I put learn on here twice because you want to learn what's up. How do you learn? You listen. You learn by listening. A lot of people roll in and say, hey, let me sell you your product. I don't know if they need that product or service. You've got to learn what they need. You may learn that you're in the wrong place, and then you thank them for your time and try to find the right place. Time is precious. Don't waste it. That's what I'm saying. Learn twice. Learn by listening. That's how you learn. Notice there's a funnel. Okay? See this funnel? When you start out asking these questions, you're trying to zero in on exactly what the client's problem is and how you can solve it. And you might not be able to solve it, but if you're not listening to them, you'll never learn. So let's start with learning. Okay? What are assessment questions? That's the first type of questions you want to ask. First things first, never ask a closed-ended question. Always ask open-ended questions. All right? You want to learn about people? You need them to talk. If they're just saying yes, no, or doing some sort of series of grunts or whistles, you're not going to learn anything. All right? So let's go open-ended always. Open-ended questions. Be broad. This is why the funnel's so wide at the top and why it's going to become narrow as we go down because you're going to learn more. So when I'd walk into this hardware store, I worked with a company. I sold 20,000 different products with all these different catalogs, some things I didn't even have pictures for. Have you ever tried to sell a clay pot without having a picture on it? That is hard work. Sometimes I was okay. Sometimes I was terrible. Sometimes I sold something. I was always looking to go in and learn. All right. So my assessment questions started out and say, hi, my name is Jonathan Kiesler. I'm representing XYZ company, and we have a wider range of products. What's your number one problem? Okay. Very broad. How can I help you? Hi. They might say, you know what, I can't help you at all. I'll never buy from you. I'm like, peace, because we could talk a lot. You can make $1 million, lose $1 million, but you'll never get the next 5 minutes back. So time is precious. If you can't sell to them, get out of there. Go find some place you can. All right. Start out broad. What are your big problems? Well, with this happened in real life. It's been a minute. I don't want to date myself what year this was, but I went in there and I could have sold this guy birdseed, clay pots, grass seed, you name it. He ended up selling fertilizer. Why? Well, he said he had a problem keeping fertilizer of high quality in stock without ripped bags. Okay, well, tell me a little more about that. Let me move into my discovery questions. I want to probe. I want to uncover why is this particular hardware store having problems with their fertilizer bags. Well, it turns out the bottom bag on the pallet, and you guys know a pallet, they put a little piece of cardboard over there. It's not really great, but that bottom bag has like 50 bags stacked on top of it, and it gets snagged on the pallet and it rips open. Well, it turns out this guy's entire profit margin, he was right across the street from a Walmart, and he had to be very slim on his profit margin. And if that last bag got ripped and it spilled everywhere, he can't sell it. There went all of his profit margin. So I discovered his problem. Discovery questions. As I probed and uncovered the problems, I also wanted to activate through activation questions. I want to say, explore the problem. It's kind of silly to say, but how did that make you feel? Well, it probably really ticked him off and it made him feel frustrated. All right. So I said, what if I could solve that problem for you? All right. What would life be like if you knew no matter what, if that last bag was ripped, that I would take care of it and make sure you're refunded for that and thus restore your entire profit margin? And the guy said, now you're talking. All right. Notice how we're getting narrow? We could have started up with clay pots, grass seeds, whatever up here. Fertilizer, rip bags. What if I could fix it? What would that mean to you? Projection questions. Transition, baby. Transition questions. What if I can offer a solution? And so what I did is, this is a hardware store. Actions mean something. Words are one thing, but I'm a man of action. I want to see action as evidence, and I think my customers feel the same way. I went over, it's a hardware store, and I bought one of those big old hefty yard bag boxes that has 30 or so yard bags in it. I bought it from the man. He said, what are you doing? I wrote my name on it. I said, Jonathan Fertilizer Bags. And I handed it to him. I said, you start buying from me. And if that last bag is ripped, sweep it up, put it away. I'm sorry it's ripped. It's going to happen. It's just a natural thing. All right, I've uncovered your problem. I'm here to solve it. Here's what you do. You put that busted bag in this bag. Every time I come through, if it happens, we hope it doesn't happen a lot. We're going to be very careful to try to make sure it doesn't happen, but I can't ever guarantee it. You put a busted bag in one of these garbage bags, and I'll take it back every time, no matter what, and give you a full refund on that bag, thus restoring your profit margin. What do you think happened there? That fella became one of my biggest buyers of fertilizer ever. It was all because I was willing to solve his problem. But it wasn't that I was slick. It's that I listened and I learned and I learned by listening. And I started out really broad. Hey man, what are you interested in? What's your problems? How can I fix those problems? What if I fix those problems? Here's what we're going to do. Then I sell. See, a lot of people try to put sell up here. No, you're there to learn. And how do you learn? You listen. Then you sell. So, with the right set of questions, you can go a long way in life. Be it a job interview, be it a fertilizer sales, be it trying to get a date. Okay? Nobody's looking to be pitched. Don't be selling up here, fellas. Learn by listening. Then you learn how to sell. You don't start down here. Start by learning. You learn by listening. And the only way to get to listen is to ask open-ended questions using the ADAPT model. Thanks for listening.